What's up, y'all? Welcome back to The Elevated Woman. Y'all, this episode's gonna be good. Make sure you guys subscribe, go ahead and hit the notification button, and you might want to go ahead and share. And while you're at it, get out your pen and paper and take some notes, because I'm going to give you guys a brief rundown of some of the mistakes that I have made as a business owner. Now, the key word here is made, as in this is the past tense. These were my mistakes in the past. I learned from them. I don't do this kind of stuff anymore. I'm a better business owner. So if you're watching this and you're a potential client, these are things that I have done in the past. Everybody makes mistakes. Don't hold it against me, okay? This video is for learning purposes only. So I have been in some form of entrepreneurship for quite a while. I'd probably say like well over 10 years now. Some form of entrepreneurship. I've always been consulting in some way, whether it's full-time or part-time on the side while I was working a full-time job. And I have had a number of clients. I have made a number of mistakes. And like I said, I have learned from them. But I want to share with you guys some of my biggest mistakes so that hopefully you guys won't make the same mistakes. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the first mistake that I want to share with you guys, and this is a pretty big one. I probably should have saved this one for last. The first one is over-promising, y'all. When I was a young budding entrepreneur, I used to overpromise sometimes, and I honestly don't even want to say it like that because it wasn't really a frequent thing. But I know it was particularly one client, maybe two, where I really wanted to work with them. I was really excited about the project, but I don't think that I had either enough experience or enough capacity to be able to handle them, or at least to be able to fulfill and do exactly what they wanted me to do. And so overpromising is definitely one of the mistakes that I have made. And I actually even heard an entrepreneur, someone that I actually look up to is really big right now. She talked about in her entrepreneurship journey early on, she would get clients and she may not necessarily know how to do what they wanted, but she would learn and then she would fulfill. And so you have to be really careful with that, because that sounds great. But if you can't learn it, or if you don't have the capacity to actually do it, then it can really kind of mess up the relationship. So make sure if you are working with the client, or if you are sending out a proposal or talking with a potential client, make sure that you have the capacity and you have the knowledge to be able to do exactly what they need. And if you don't, make sure that your contract is large enough as far as the fee to be able to pay somebody to do it. So you're bringing somebody onto your team as a consultant for you to help out with this contract. That's also an option as well. But just don't overpromise, y'all. Don't do that, because people, I mean, some people not gonna be as nice about it, and they may blast you. Like it can just get really ugly. So don't overpromise, you guys. The second mistake, and this is actually a mistake that I sometimes make to this day, is undercharging. When you are a service-based entrepreneur specifically, meaning that you are providing a service, not necessarily a product, it's a little bit harder sometimes to even put a dollar to exactly what you are doing. And so there have been a lot of times where I have undercharged clients. Like I said, this is something that I still struggle with sometimes, not all the time, but especially when I get a client who, tells me their issue in the consultation. I come up with the strategy, yada, yada, yada. We sign contract, boom, we start working together. And then I realize, wow, this is a bigger beast than I actually realized. Maybe they didn't tell me everything, or maybe I didn't really capture all of what they needed. And then I find myself like, do I send them another invoice? Do I tell them I have to charge them more money? And people get funny when it comes to money. So it's just a little weird. So one of the good things to do is have a mentor, someone who was another entrepreneur, another business owner that you can reach out to and be like, hey, like this is what I got to do. Like, what do you think I should charge? I'm also part of some professional Facebook groups, filled with other consultants, other marketing consultants, and people are always posting in there asking like, what would you charge for this? And so that's another option as well. And then Google, people are always writing articles about how much things cost, and just there's information out there. Just try not to undercharge, because when you undercharge and you're doing the work, you won't feel as valued and you won't feel as motivated, and you probably won't do your best job on this client's work. The third mistake that I want to share with you guys is not saving enough as a business owner on my business side. Sometimes I wish I would have saved more money than I actually did. Obviously, you have to account for all of your expenses, not just the ones that are monthly and reoccurring, but the ones that may be upcoming as well, like business taxes. If you want to purchase any type of equipment or online platforms and services for your business, or even if you want to bring on a consultant. So you just kind of want to make sure that you obviously not only have an emergency fund for your personal, but have a fund for your business side as well. Another mistake that I've made in the past is not taking time to learn all of the latest trends. Now, I don't know about anyone else's industry, but when it comes to marketing, baby, you can blink your eyes and everything will be different. You can blink your eyes again and everything will be totally different again. Like, marketing changes so fast. It is crazy. It's ridiculous. You guys see it, part of it. You guys see the social media when you log in sometimes. You wouldn't even update your app. Instagram updated for you. And you like, where are my buttons at? That's only part of what we have to deal with. But marketing is forever changing. The trends are forever changing. The algorithm is forever changing. And so there was one point where I kind of just like, I don't know what I was doing, y'all, but I just was not keeping up with the trends, and I had to sit down and like really take time to learn and study and figure out like what was new and popping. Not only obviously for my own personal brands, but for my clients as well, because clients depend on you to be the expert in your industry. So no matter what industry you're in, make sure that you are learning all of the latest trends, the newest things, the newest products, and the newest services. Another mistake that I made, and I'm honest, like I still make this mistake sometimes too, is not putting myself out there enough, especially as a marketing consultant. And I don't know why sometimes I don't put myself out there, but I will say that I get a lot of referrals. And so that's one reason why I don't necessarily market myself as a marketing consultant as much as I should. But if I can go back, that's probably something that I would do over again. I would, market myself a lot better and just really be in people's faces and network a lot more, and let people know that I was open for business and accepting new clients. Because I know there's a lot of people that still don't really even know or understand exactly what I do. And that's because I don't really talk about it as much. So that's another one of my mistakes, not putting myself out there as much. Another mistake, and there is really no excuse for this, but not following up with past clients. You guys will be surprised how many of your past clients want to come back to you and want to come back and use your products or your services, but they are either just waiting for you to say something to them, or they're not sure if you're in business anymore, or they're just looking for that extra touch. So like I said, I don't really have an excuse, and that is probably something that I'm pretty embarrassed about that. I'm gonna be honest. But there have definitely been clients that I've worked with in the past that I should have followed up with like months later or a year later, just said, hey, how are you doing? I hope all is well, yada, yada, yada. And there have been times where I have had to fire clients because I just didn't have the capacity to serve them anymore. And it probably would have done me well to send them a follow-up when I did have the capacity again, to just say, hey, I'm accepting clients again. If you still need someone to work with you, I wouldn't be happy to. Just something like that. But just make sure, even after your clients have stopped working with you, make sure that you follow up with them. And then too, that's another way you get referrals, right? They might not need your services anymore, but maybe their friend does, or their family member, or their colleague. And the last mistake that I want to share with you guys is not having the proper systems in place. Now, obviously now I am very big on systems. I even just did a YouTube video about online platforms that every entrepreneur needs. But there was one point in time where I did not have all the systems in place that I needed. And I'm going to tell you guys right now that having proper systems in place helps your business not only run a lot smoother, but it makes you look a lot more professional when you actually have your stuff together, and when everything is just really running almost an automatic. Like, it just makes you look so professional. So I would definitely take time to invest the energy and the resources and the money to getting systems in place. Now, I'm not perfect. I know that there are probably a lot more mistakes that I've made as a business owner, but these are just the ones that I can name off of the top of my head. But if you are a business owner, I want to know your tea. What mistakes have you made as a business owner, or what lessons have you learned on your entrepreneurship journey? Comment below, because I want to know. That rhymes. No, but for y'all, drop me a comment. I want to hear from you guys. And of course, if you made it this far and you ain't subscribed yet, I'm low-key judging you. I'm low-key. You can hit it right now. Go ahead and subscribe, turn your post notifications on so you can get notified when another video drops, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, y'all.